Hey guys, today I'm here at GBS with Richard. He's been kind enough to show us the car, show us around, show us their kind of whole philosophy about engineering, that they have built the car to be the best it can be, and you'll see why when we go over some of the parts they've got in there, because there's some lovely bits. If you'd like to give a bit of an introduction, that'd be great.
Yeah, so welcome to GBS. Just give you a bit of an insight into what we do. We've been going since 2007, and the car's constantly evolved, developed, refined it over the years. We've got quite a different philosophy to a lot of our competitors and that, and quite unique in the British sports car industry, in that we actually make the whole car, design the whole car.
So everything's in-house?
Everything's in-house.
That's pretty cool, because then if you've got any problems, it's like, well, that's fine, we made that, yeah, we can make another one, no problem.
Yeah, the supply chain, it's our problem.
That's wicked. Right, let's jump in the car and we'll go through some of the questions. Obviously, we've introduced yourself. You said you make everything on site. So services offered wise, you offer self-build kits, a build service, so you'll build the kit for the person ready to drive away.
Yep.
And you'll also do some other bits and bobs as required, like some of the work if people don't want to do.
Yeah, so anywhere from a basic kit up to a full factory-built bespoke car.
And the kits wise, we were discussing earlier, you do a few options. You do like parts of a kit where people can change things, add things, or you can do a complete, everything is brand new kit and everything in between, basically.
Yeah, so you've kind of got two camps really, and there's a bit of crossover between, but you've got your traditional kit car, which would be getting a donor, typically an MX-5.
The more budget option, for argument's sake.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get an MX-5, anywhere from sort of £500 to £1,000. Then using all the main mechanicals from that, so engine, gearbox, hubs, drive shafts, so on, and then we can provide all the other parts to that. Typical build cost going that route, I'd say somewhere sort of 9 to 16,000 is where people.
Because obviously there's loads of variables if you want some posh brakes, some alloy stuff, carbon stuff.
bits.
Yeah, of course.
Some guys are on more of a budget and they'll try and use more from the donor, some won't. But somewhere, ballpark there.
Yeah, that's good.
You've got a nice performance car, 1.8 Mazda, 170 horsepower. It's not going to be a slow car, it's going to be good fun.
Well, yeah, especially when it's half the original build weight. So it's
you're about 580 kilos, so it's fun.
It's fun.
And then your other sort of route is the full component build, so that's everything brand new. We've based it around the 2.5 litre Ford Duratec, so you're just over 200 horsepower.
But we were saying the torque figure on that is much.
Oh, performance is phenomenal, just over 200 pound-feet of torque, so yeah.
For something that weighs,
Yeah, it's under 4 seconds, it's quick. And the idea of that is it's everything in a package, so you just need fuel and time. It's split over 5 build stages, so you can spec it as you go, spread your budget.
Yeah, which I guess also gives the person the opportunity to build it at their pace and their budget paces. So you can buy bits, do that bit, then when you can afford the next bit, if you want to do it that way. Yeah,
we've found that, and also I found a lot of times is there's a lot of detail in the car and a lot of options and stuff, and you don't necessarily know what you want until you get to it. So the way we've done the specking and that, you can start off getting your foundation right, so your chassis options and that, and then everything else you can chop and change later, so you haven't got to make all the decisions.
Yeah, because I bet no two cars are the same.
Not really, no.
Because there's so many variables, like wide arch, you can have narrow arch, you can have carbon, you can have, do you know what I mean, normal body colour, you can have aluminium trim, black trim.
Bespoke anodising,
it's just
anything.
Yeah. And you offer all that service because you produce the parts.
Yeah.
You could, like you said earlier, we can engrave stuff. There's all sorts of other options available as well.
Yeah, if you want your name in something, we can do it. Like the motor car we've just done, it's bespoke everywhere.
Yeah, we'll definitely get a few clips of that later, that's for sure. So we sort of covered what's included and what's not included. Obviously, if you're looking to buy a car, best is to contact you anyway. Get a kind of a feel of what the customer wants, talk them through the options, and then...
Yeah, we always recommend come up to the factory. Come and have a look
have a walk around, see what you do, and then...
You can see the whole process, see the product, meet everyone, get a feel for what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. What engines are compatible with the sort of self-build stuff?
There's a lot of options really. So
what's a kind of an off-the-shelf, as in you fully support and is quite a regular, and there's quite a lot of information online, because I'm guessing that's more what people will go down the route of.
Yeah, so typically is your Mazda donor.
Which is option. The Mark 2?
Mark 1, Mark 2,
the
2.5, 1.6, 1.8, NAMB, and the VVT version.
Okay, the VVT,
We'll all go in and we support them with all the engine mounts, exhaust, so on.
Yeah, cool.
You've then got some of the older engines, so Lotus Twin Cam, Crossflow, Pinto.
Which are getting that a little bit harder to get hold of, and a little bit more costly, and they're old tech now, aren't they?
Vauxhall Red Tops, we've done all sorts of the older ones. Then going forward on the new stuff, the Duratec, whether that be a 1.8, 2 litre, 2.3, 2.5.
Yeah. And you support all of them.
Yep. And
Cool.
EcoBoost. We've done a couple of EcoBoosts now.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Awesome engine.
Yeah.
Gets a bit pricey, but awesome.
Lovely, lovely. What would you say is a rough, and this is rough, but a build time if someone was to looking to build a kit? Do you have a? I know it's hard to say. Is it ballpark like 200 hours, 400 hours?
It's such a hard question. Everyone's skills and standards are
Yeah.
different. We normally say to people 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Give yourself that and enjoy it.
As in weekends, evenings, and a bit
yeah,
of a
just
fettle.
enjoy it. There's
Yeah.
no time on it. Enjoy
Well, that's it. Because once you've built it, there's no more.
Yeah.
There's no more fun, is there? Yeah. So 6 months to a year to 5. It doesn't matter.
We've had some people. I remember one guy. He retired. Got it his retirement project.
Yeah.
And he was about a month and a half. But he was in the garage at 8. Half,
All
8
day,
till
yeah,
half 5.
regimentally, yeah.
Yeah, and then he finished that. He's like, what do I do? Yeah.
Brilliant. So we curb weight we've already covered, sort of 580-ish.
To 600, yeah.
Depending on obviously engine and
yeah, it
extras.
varies a bit. Carpet adds a lot of weight.
And you were saying your chassis and sort of layout is different because most of your parts are metal.
Yeah, so the philosophy behind this area was trying to get back to Colin Chapman's original, Lotus 7 inspired idea, but make it for today. So the chassis is a lot bigger all the way around. So ergonomically, there's more space, more room. The engine's further back, so your weight distribution is dead 50-50. So it makes quite a difference in the dynamics.
Yeah.
The space frame's optimised as a structure, and then all the alley panels are bonded.
Yeah.
So it becomes a structural chassis. So you're about a 3-fold increase in torsional rigidity by bonding the panels. You've got full independent suspension all round. Really long wishbones, so you can have quite a lot of wheel movement. So you run a bit softer, but without affecting the geometry too much.
Yeah, so it does make a big difference.
Yeah.
And so once they've sort of looked at finishing the build, IVAs, now we've discussed it's not as scary as we think. It's kind of like an MOT, but there is obviously components on it. But you've built this car around being an IVA passable car.
Yeah, so everything we're supplying is geared up around the IVA. We'll support you right through the build.
And if like we said earlier, I said if I was to say bring you a car which I deemed as finished, you could quite happily charge me a few hours to look around it, highlight any issues. We could do some work if needed.
Yeah.
So that gives you that peace of mind that when you're going to put it in, unless the
It's
tester's having a bad day, it is perfectly fine.
We offer the IVA service where we'll take the car, put it through for you, do all the paperwork and everything. Normally we'd ask customers send a few photos prior.
Yeah,
we'll have a look at it. And if you've missed a nut cover or bits of trim, yes, we can do it, but it's pointless us charging you labour on something simple.
Yeah,
but
nowadays with a video walk around, they can make you a few videos pitched so easily.
Yeah, we might as well do the skill bits, like setting up the emissions where you need the test equipment, and doing things like that. But yeah, the IVA, it's nothing to worry about. It's just kind of knowing the process. But if you do a quality job, a quality car,
you have no issue.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to mention was, because we saw it in the showroom, and I'll pan through some pictures in a minute, is the fact that you build plug-in looms, plug and play, so no one has to worry about setting up their own electrics or anything.
Yep.
Everything is plug and play, so there's no having to wire in, and it'll all tuck in nice and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was just to make it simple. So you've got your main chassis harness, which covers all your lighting and everything, and then there's an engine harness. So depending on what engine you go for, whether it's Mazda, Duratec, whichever, we've got a loom to suit, or we can do a flying lead, so you can do your own. Same with the instruments, full plug and play.
It just saves any issues, doesn't it? It saves having to fight trying to get a bulb working or a dial working, when really it just needs to be a plug and play option.
Yeah, they're all tested before they go out, so we know there's not going to be an issue.
Exactly. Especially because it's at that point where it needs to be IVA, so you need it to be right.
Yeah.
And some of it is safety relevant, so...
Yeah, it's having all the correct warning lights, all shielded up, all the grommets routed properly, all the earth points are on the chassis, all the mounts of the fuse box, so it can only really fit one way.
Say someone wanted to buy a car, is there a sort of a rough lead time?
Yeah, it varies a little bit on exactly
Of course,
what
obviously at this time and date, are you looking at like a month, 3 months,
probably
a
around
year?
about 10 weeks at the moment.
Okay, so that's pretty quick.
So, yeah, it depends what you're having. If you're having fully panelled and painted, it's a little bit longer.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, if they were thinking about doing it, sort of 3 to 6 months is good for a custom-built, bespoke car.
Seems to be, there's two categories. Some customers just order it and it's just on the list as it comes. Some people order it and say, I want it 1st of December, so we'll just put it in that production slot there. So either way, really.
Oh, cool. So there's quite a good bit of flexibility. Plus, like you said, you can sort of do it in stages anyway, so you get obviously your main chassis and everything, and then you sort of add bits as you go, and you can spec it to have everything all at once or in parts. Or
yeah. So if you're to order now, it's really, do I want left or right hand drive?
Yeah.
Do I want wide the GT chassis or the standard chassis? We've got the
Yeah.
GT, which is slightly wider, gives you a bit more room. And am I going sort of a Mazda-based one, or do I want to go down the sort of Ford Duratec route? Once we've got that, everything else you can change.
And obviously I will show the guys, we don't see yet, but the upgrade path is great, because obviously we've been looking around, and you've got all different kinds of suspension, different brakes, all dependent on budget, of course.
Yep.
There is quite a vast array of nice shiny performance parts built to do the job. Like with arms, you were showing me arms. There's some arms that are obviously made out of 2 different metals, and the weight difference is like 4 times one versus the other.
Yeah. So the standard car is of a high spec, but then we've done add-ons. So like going to the billet alley front hubs, a little bit nicer geometry, about 5 kilos a corner weight saving.
Which on something that weighs 580 kilos, 20 kilos is quite substantial.
Because what you've got to remember is, because you're always starting so light, everything is a massive percentage increase.
Yeah.
So your Ford Focus.
Well, you put a passenger in, I'm say.
Yeah, it's 20%.
70 kilos.
Yeah, straight away your car's 20% heavier.
Exactly, yeah. So every little helps, especially with things like wheels, like hubs, arms, etc.
Yeah, and the unsprung weight, you really notice it.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. I think that's pretty much all the questions I have. If anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to try and answer them where we can. And also go check out GBS. I'll put all their details down in the description for their website. They also have a parts company doing spares for a multitude of kit cars and different sports cars, so go check that out. I think it's about time we have a little walk around of what they've got behind the doors.
Brilliant.
Cool. Okay, there you have it, guys. So we have been to GBS. Let me know what you think. There is some really, really cool stuff back there. What they're doing is great. Like I said, being able to make all the parts on site, constantly adapting and innovating and making things better, stronger, lighter, just to make it better for you guys and make faster cars, more handleable, longevity, all that kind of great stuff. And also it means they're great for the future. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Really enjoyed looking around. Absolutely love them. It's killing me wallet, but it is a great day out. And if you're thinking about getting a kit car, definitely come down and have a chat. Just maybe leave your wallet at home if you don't want to make any rash decisions. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.